Okay, so game number 3 of the college football playoffs was a complete blowout. Indiana dominates Alabama 38-3, giving Alabama their biggest loss since 1998. Mendoza is continuing to prove why he's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft, having himself a great game, 192 passing yards with 3 passing touchdowns, and only missing 2 throws in the entire game.
And the one thing I was really impressed by Mendoza in this game was his ability to move outside of the pocket. I knew he already had some decent legs, but he had a couple plays where he had like big time runs. He had a 12-yard rush against this Alabama front seven, and he was carving them up very well. And he was able to move around, and he did great on draw plays. He just looked really impressive with his legs, and he did a great job in the air as well. He went 3 for 3 on 20-plus yard throws. I mean, he just looked excellent in this game. And obviously, I know a lot of people always talk about how he's like going for dink and dunks and off the screen passes. But I think when you open up the play action with Mendoza, he can do a lot of stuff with the deep ball, and that's going to really intrigue a lot of NFL teams once the draft comes around. Indiana's offense in general is just so impressive. They're just so physical, and their ability to just methodically march down the field and having an ability to go on long drives and just chew the clock. I mean, they dominated the time of possession in this game, over 10 minutes. And if honestly they decided to play more like they did in that first 3 quarters, it could have been even longer, but they brought in the backups, and they have 2 really great running backs. Their offensive line really improved during that game. I mean, it looked like Alabama's D-line was going to dominate them, but they made some improvements, and they're just such great blockers and able to create so many holes for these running backs. Such a great offense to watch. I mean, they have so many ways to score touchdowns, and they just play so aggressive, like I said, and it's just so fun to watch. Also got to give credit to their defense. I mean, they're just so great at tackling guys. I mean, they're just very disciplined. They don't really give up many yards after the catch. They really did a good job getting Alabama into a lot of 3rd and longs and making them try to like throw 10 to 15 yards to get a first down. And in general, you just got to give a lot of credit to this coaching staff. Kirk Cignetti, the offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan, and the defensive coordinator Bryant Haynes. They have all done such a great job with the talent that they have. And, you know, on paper, you look at Indiana's roster in comparison to Alabama's roster. You would think Alabama would be the better team. They have the more 4- and 5-star recruits. Indiana has a couple 4-star guys. They've just done a great job bringing guys in from the transfer portal, guys like Curtis Rourke from last year and now this year. Mendoza, obviously Heisman Trophy winner, now future first-round pick. I mean, they just have a really good eye for talent. You know, they're not getting the guys that are the highest-rated people either in the portal or through recruiting, but they just do a good job with what the guys they have with them. A lot of these guys are playing from James Madison, and this is just a coaching staff that knows how to get the best out of their players and just develop guys very well, turning them to NFL talent and just high-end college football starters. They'll be playing Oregon once again in the rematch from earlier on in the season, which Indiana won. It was a lot more dominant than the score indicated in that game, but obviously beating the same team twice in the season is very difficult. When we saw last year Ohio State playing Oregon the second time, they just blew them out. It was 34-0 at the half, I believe. So I do expect this to be a tight game and just a very good game overall. I'm very excited for this one. And I just wanted to say some things about Alabama real quick. Yeah, it was a very disappointing finish to their season after a comeback win against. This team in general started to play a little worse towards the end of the season. Their run game got significantly worse, and Ty Simpson regressed heavily. And it just was not the same team earlier on that was beating a bunch of ranked teams in a row, or even the team that beat Georgia. I mean, this was just a different football team. You know, once again, there's going to be questions about if Kellen DeBoer is the right man for the job, and is he going to be on the hot seat again starting next year? I think that conversation will go on forever until like they win a national championship, if they do in his tenure. And as for Ty Simpson, I mean, he didn't play the best before his injury. We hope he recovers well from the back injury. But the bigger question is he going to return to Alabama or forego to the NFL draft? Personally, I don't believe he's ready for the NFL. I'm not super high on Ty Simpson overall as a prospect. I think he's a Tua Tagovailoa guy, a Mac Jones kind of guy. He doesn't really impress me physically. I don't think he has the greatest arm. I think he needs to have a really good run game to support him in a good offensive line and higher-end talent. I don't think he's like a Dante Moore or a Fernando Mendoza at all. But we know how desperate teams are for a quarterback, and this is not a strong quarterback class. So if he does want to go to the NFL draft this year, I mean, it does make sense. He'll probably be a first-round or second-round pick just due to teams being so quarterback-hungry. I would still like him to come back just because I think he needs more time to develop and see if he can improve more. And not to mention, he's only played 14 starts in his college career. Like, he needs more time to develop, like I said, and just have more experience. He's going to be coming into the NFL very raw if he's only going to have 14, 15 starts. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. But for now, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more football content. Peace.